Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Big Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Unless you're a God fan. Let's go. You know what we do. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune and receive them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. I didn't want to be called a motivational speaker, but I guess if I'm trying to motivate you, that make me a motivational speaker. But I know I'm not a preacher, so I take that concept. But let's go. Right thinkers, way of life. And that's what it is for me. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get you to know who you are. So I put together my lessons and give them to you so I know to do what I do for you. That's the goal. For my mission is to get you to know thyself. Your goal should be tune in and implement the lessons so you can know thyself. Let's go. So I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you, help you to know you too. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got some more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, but knows not that they know, is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Right thinkers. Let's talk about making God a superstar for our young people. I'm seeing we glorify all the wrong things. Some of it even negative. We glorify drug dealers, we glorify bad guys. But what happened to the good guy? Tomorrow, yeah, everybody on Sunday. Everybody give God his due on Sunday. But on Monday, you go back to doing what you've been doing. And that's the problem I got an issue with. Okay, let's talk about how we can put God back in the pedestal where we do right by him as a people. We make people, places, events, and things what famous. The Super Bowl, NBA champ, all that, everything that's, which is fine if that's your thing, but we make all that famous. How about we make God a superstar so our kids can look up to a real, a real superhero? Okay, but y'all won't do it. Well, they got Jesus, they got Christ. I ain't got a problem with y'all doing that, but we need to not force it on them, not fake them out. Give them the truth. Put the truth in their hands and let them run with the ball. That don't mean that churches know but us. Excuse me. That don't mean the churches no, but us as parents in the household. God shouldn't just be a church. He should be in every household. He's in every human being. Let me get a little started. I'm about to get amped now. I'm about to start feeling it. Why? Because we take him for granted. And the phrase is, you don't miss your water till the well run dry. Nobody calls on God in the time of joy. Oh, they won the championship, they won the medal. Oh, thank God. But nobody calls God in the moment when they're doing what they're doing. Why? It's the ego is in control. Let's put God where he's, and I know my pastor, the most humblest man I know. I'm learning how to be like that. Why? Because if you give it to him, don't worry about it. So I'm getting there. And what's more important? We have to get our young people to God early before their life get all messed up. Okay? If we taught them when you do the right thing, I saw this. They did a lesson in school. They taught the third grade kids. They said God is sitting here, he's in the chair, and the kids Got that? So the people left out. They conducted themselves with an empty chair thinking God was there. Okay. Next bunch of kids, no God, no discipline, nobody to watch over. They went buck wild. So don't tell me if the concept of God ain't planted early that they get that concept. Trust me. So if ain't no God planted, there ain't no seeds there. Got a lesson for that too. But you got to put God in them early. Just if you do God, He gonna do you. When they live that for themselves, ain't nothing better than a kid finding out how God worked through them. And it's you ain't got to do no more. Why they on autopilot now? When I got enlightened 11 years ago, I've been on autopilot. So anybody who find God, I understand now why, because I did. But if you haven't, there's some things you need to do. That's what I'm saying. And we need to get our young people. Ain't nothing wrong with believing God. Believe in Him to get you to do the right thing. Why? Because if you do the right thing, you will be rewarded by Him. And that's their connection to God. They'll know for themselves. I'm God conscious. I'm not a God fanatic. I don't praise, I don't jump down chili for God. No, I work for Him. Why? Because I know the power of prayer. I know the power of right living. Why? I do it. So I'm the best advocate for that concept. Why? Listen, when it comes to God, I'm the salesperson. Why? I know personally, I'm not a preacher. I keep telling you, God is real. Prayer is good. Why? I live those things, but I keep trying to tell you, you meditate, you communicate with God through a mental concept where He's actually communicating with you. But if you ain't in line, you ain't doing the right thing, He ain't gonna talk to you. Trust me. Loving God is not talking in tongues and praising the Lord every time you see somebody. Praise the Lord, all that acting spiritual. Don't do nothing for God. Treating people right, you doing the right thing, you pushing His agenda so other people can get. My goal is to get you to know Him for yourself. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm here to teach you what you can do. If that's your goal, to know God or yourself, that's what I'll get you to do. Okay? Why? Because everybody is living what? In God's word. He's the creator. Being ignorant of God, aka your higher self, that's our demise as a people. Lack of knowledge of who? Of God or thyself. Same thing. Let's make, how about this? Let's make serving God, aka just living right daily. Treating people right, doing the things you gotta do. Ain't nothing special, but you'll see a change when people see the change in the individual who do that. I've been doing it for a while now. I done been called evangelist, God's son, walking in grace, all these good stuff. Why? Because I'm using and showing God through me. I'm projecting God through my actions and a lot of times my words. And you follow and listen to Him, you'll understand what it started out the word. Who was the word? God. Okay. Words mean something. You have to understand them and be able to get the meaning. Our fellowship with God, serving people, Christians, in the name of Jesus Christ. That's the thing. I'm not following that. Why? Because what you say and what you do should match. If you talk a good one, you should walk a good one. Simple as that. And I with people who doing that from a Christian base, and I got nothing but respect for them. Now, in my church, we have babies crying, okay? And our church service went every week. Every week we hear the baby. Why? Because we got kids, got people bringing their babies to church. They starting young. We got youth day coming up, 3rd of this month. I'm going to invite some kids if I can find some to come to my church to be part of the youth program. Why? To learn about God. Simple. Okay. We have elders. On the other end, we go from children crying to elders who we can respect, who we worship with, and pass on God's grace to the younger people and always respecting them, letting them know they appreciate them being here. Okay? We got a good little mix of people going. That it's supposed to be. Now, I am a devoted servant of God. I'm not a preacher. I ain't a reverend. I ain't no card carrying Christian. Okay? I'm a servant of God. It's a spiritual thing. And as my pastor called me, an evangelist, according to my action, what I'm doing. I got one hand with God, the other hand to the people. So I'm the connection. I'm the middleman, okay, aka the pusher man. I got God connection. I want you to get to Him. Once I make that connection, you with God, I'm gone. Simple as that. My goal is to get you to Him. Your goal is to take it from there. At my church, God is our everything. When we play that music, man, the whole I get my pastor get that little bop going because when you feel it, you know it. Watch this. And God is our everything. We're in church and out of church. We don't just worship and celebrate God on Sunday. We live Monday to Sunday. Wednesday we come together for a weekly dose, and then we come back in on Sunday to get the message. But if you live in what you're learning, I just gave that lesson a while ago, excuse me. But it don't make no sense to learn something and don't use it. It's like me going to the gym every day. Don't lift weights. Don't work out. Just go to the gym. That is crazy to me. See, so having knowledge of something and not implementing, what's the use of having it? I'd rather be ignorant. At least you can say, oh, I didn't know. To know something and still don't use it, it's no excuse. So knowing thyself should be the main goal. That's my point. Now, again, let's put God back in the schools, first of all, and back on top over ourselves. Why? If you're God conscious, if you prayed up, my man Craig Sharp, I've messed with him, all service of God, we're on fire to get other people to understand God. So that's why you got preachers, okay? I'm a teacher. I teach you how to get to God. My pastor, watch this, who I have the utmost respect for when it comes to biblical knowledge and living a righteous life. Other than myself, I put that brother vouch for him, okay? I can't think of nobody else that I can put there. So understand that. That's what I mean by the utmost. He gets the highest. Okay. I'm a teacher, okay, of my philosophy. Yeah. Why? Because I want those who love the Lord to know him for themselves. It ain't good enough to just believe in him, serve him, and then you'll have that connection with you and him. Trust me. I am, I guess you could say, I'm God crazy as more than anybody. But trust me, with knowledge of him, understanding of him, not just mad faith in no, no, no. I'm not a fanatic. Again, I'm not a fan of God. You believers are fans, okay? Knowers become workers and servants. That's the difference, okay? True Christians serve God, okay? The other ones talk about God. I know the power of knowledge of self, of God, again. And that's why I teach it to others. I only teach what I know. Right thinking philosophy is not a religion, again, but it's a way of life where you can live, serve God, and reap the benefits. It's called blessings. You can call yourself a Muslim, Christian, Jew, but if you ain't putting in the work, you ain't getting nothing in return. You take one to him, he'll give you back two. That's abundance. That's doubling the output that you giving him. He ain't never gonna short you. But a lot of times we do the shorting to him. Moving on. Let's go. Let me wrap this up. Where we at? Okay. Yeah. We are again spiritual beings in the flesh, but we think we're human beings. We don't know. Again, we don't know ourselves. The goal is to get you the information so that you can know yourself. With spiritual knowledge, aka self-knowledge, know thyself, you can what? Live a spiritually disciplined lifestyle, adhering to your higher self. Spiritual discipline means the higher self-discipline. Egoism meaning you serving yourself. You can't bless yourself. So as long as you serve yourself, you can get nothing, no kickback coming. Feel me? If you deposit in the bank of God, that means when you need a withdrawal, you put something in, you can get something out. Hold this concept going. But now, listen, watch this. The ego self is the ignorant self, which what? With spiritual knowledge, you, excuse me, the ego self is ignorant of itself. That's the whole purpose of getting self-knowledge, aka spiritual knowledge, so that you can know yourself. being ignorant of who you are is not a good situation to be in. Trust me on that one. And when I was human, aka ego tripping on my self knowledge, I didn't know my spiritual self. Okay, just my human self. I just served me. I was doing me. I know that. I can tell you that without a doubt. Now, it ain't about me. That's change. That's transformation. If you go from one state to the other, you change. Water goes from water, it can go to ice, it can go to steam. It's still water. It's still same. It's just in different forms. So understand that when you change your heart and what you're thinking, you change your life. That's how it's done. Moving on. We are, we are, we all are spiritual beings. But if you're not taught to know who you are, you will go through life ignorant of your higher self, thinking you're just human. Okay, like that wave in the ocean, that drop of water, think it's just it. Well, it don't know. It's part of the whole big picture. That's the concept. Get the big picture, understand. Serving him is the big picture. Understanding and knowing him for yourself is the big picture, not fame, fortune, and all that other materialistic stuff. So understand that. Last one. I appreciate you tuning in. With self-knowledge, what happened? God will be who you are trying to impress. I could care less about, man, I'm trying to impress that guy up there with my actions and my good deeds while I'm here. How about that? Moving on, let me wrap this up. Now, I teach right thinking philosophy daily, not to impress anybody other than, not to impress you, man or woman, but this is my job, to give you the things that you need to get to know him. So I'm on my job again daily. I live right. I do the right thing. When? Again, daily. This got to be a repetition. It got to be a way of life daily. And watch this. It's what I do to what? Impress, again, God. You can impress him by doing what he deems you to do. I talk God. I walk God. I act godly. That's what makes what me God. When you get that close, I eat, sleep, drink God. But I'm not God. No, no, no. I just keep him in the forefront. That's the part that I live by. When I'm out in the public, situation going on, I got to, act like I got some sense. I got to conduct myself in a respectful and proper manner at all times. At one time, I could care less. I'm a wild animal, but now I'm getting better at conducting myself in unlikely situations. I can still maintain that self mastery, getting better at conducting yourself in unlikely situations where before you might not have done it that way. That's all. It's called learning, getting better. Last one. No, excuse me. I'm God's pusher man. Okay. When I was the devil's pusher man, I sold drugs. Now that for money. Now that I'm God's pushing, man. I give advice. I give knowledge that you can know who you are. That's my reward, is to knowing that when I hear, I appreciate what you do, right? Think what it works. All the comments I get, that's what I get it for from you. But I'm doing it because that's what you tell me to do. Okay? You're the beneficiary of that. And so am I. See? Last one. Again, appreciate you. I'm God's biggest fan. Understand that. Why? Because I follow and serve him daily. And right thinkers, when you make God your superstar by doing the things you do daily, he rewards you in the same way, daily, with benefits that you had no idea you were becoming. Why? When you serve him, he gives you what you need, not always what you want. So understand that. Doing the right thing, you get what you need. Know thyself. I'm out. I'll be back.